everyone, thanks for joining us today. We're here to talk about local SEO and best practices, why it's so important for your business and how to do it well. My name is Jen Cornwell. I'm the VP of SEO here at Ignite Visibility.
Hi, I am Ashley Mulder, and I'm the local SEO strategist here at Ignite Visibility.
Well, Ashley, local SEO, we both know it's important, but what makes it so important for a business?
Yeah, so local SEO is really important because it allows people in your area to know that you exist. So if you're a local business, you want to bring in customers who are local to you, people who can actually convert and bring money into your business. And local SEO helps do that. It helps bring in a quality user. So somebody who has the opportunity to come and spend money on your product or your service that you offer.
Yeah, absolutely. And local SEO strategy and general SEO strategy, there's a lot of overlap in the things that you need to care about, the factors that are involved. Local SEO is a little bit different because we are making it region specific. So just like Ashley mentioned, if you are a brick and mortar and you are based in San Diego, people should be searching for product or service in San Diego or in city or region where your business is located. So there are a few things you have to do in order to specifically rank for those kinds of terms or your near me terms, which we'll talk about a little bit more too. But one of the most common things that gets thrown around with local SEO as a term is something called NAP. And Ashley, what does it stand for, NAP, and how do you manage that online?
Yeah, so NAP, or often referred to as NAP alignment, is name, address, and phone number. And this is referring to the alignment across all directories that are out there. So basically, the phone book of the internet, you want your name to be exactly the same across all directories. You want your address to be exactly the same, your phone number the same. This way, that when people go to one directory versus another, everything is exactly the same and they're able to find you, and you are building basically that trust between people in your community. I know that for me, one of the most frustrating things is going on to a website and the address is different on the website than what's on Google Business Profile. And so that NAP alignment is helping you build that trust around anyone who comes to your, wants to come to your physical location.
Right. And if we're talking about user experience, like what you're leaning on, that's really important for your local business presence. But Google also cares about that. Anything user experience related, Google has emphasized more and more over the years. So having that accurate information online, it's important for your digital footprint. It's also really important for Google to see that you care about your users enough to want to do that kind of thing. So what are some things that Google does look for in a local business listing when you're building those out?
Yeah, so besides the what we just talked about, name, address, and phone number, they're looking for some other things such as your business hours. This is also something else that you want to make sure across the board is exactly the same. You don't want people coming to your business and it's closed because it's updated on GBP, but it's not updated on your website. And then you could ultimately lose a customer because now they're not going to come back to your business. They don't know that you're open. So hours are definitely important. Also, you have the ability to post your services, what things you specialize in at your business. So, for instance, if you are a local service, you're doing like, let's say, different construction things. You want to be able to say, I provide this service and this service and this service. And it's easy for them to see that. And then they become interested and they click on that and get to your site.
Google wants to see, and that's all stuff that leads back to user experience. It's all things that you want to do intrinsically for your user, right? Like it's things that as a business owner, you should want to provide the best experience for the customer or the potential customer. So all things that Google is looking at, they're looking for relevance. So a lot of those factors that you mentioned, Ashley, how relevant are you to that person's search? They're looking at distance. So how close are you in proximity to where that person is searching from? And that's where that locality gets really important when we're talking about on-page optimization or updating your service areas inside of your GBP, inside of your Google Business Profile. And then prominence. How prominent are you in the space or online? Actually, what does your digital footprint look like? Do you have entities online that let Google know that you are a authoritative source for information and a good recommendation for them to make? So we talked a lot about GBP being important, but there's also localized directories that are not Google Business Profile. There are places like Yelp is also very common. That's another place where you want your name, address, and phone number to be updated and have relevant information there for users, especially within certain verticals like restaurants or home services businesses. Those are really important. But finding those opportunities for your business to be inside of some of those more niche directories is really helpful with building out that directory listing profile and helping increase your total online footprint. There are tools that help you do that. Things like Moz is really well known in the SEO industry, who help both maintain your directory quality and then also push you into some of those more niche directories with the correct information. But you can find them out on your own. You can totally do a Google search and look up where you should be, where are your competitors. You should be there as well if they are inside of a directory listing site. Okay, so inside of GBP, we talked a lot about that. Talked about having all of the relevant information. What are some of the other things inside of a Google Business Profile that an owner can do that help sort of boost them maybe in rankings or just create more activity on their profile?
Yeah, so while GBP or Google Business Profile is kind of the king, as Jen had said, the same things that we would recommend you do on your GBP, you can actually do on those other directories. So things like including a link to your website. If you have an appointment link option, including that, making sure that you have your hours updated. If a holiday is coming and you know your business is going to be closed, having that on your listing. What's nice about GBP, if you own that, is that you'll get an email that says, are you sure your business is going to be open? If you get that email, actually going in and updating your hours to say, yes, I will in fact be open, because otherwise what happens is somebody comes to your GBP and it says, holidays may affect these business hours. This means that that owner didn't go in and confirm that their business was open or not. So doing that, also adding in the categories, the different things or services or products that your business offers, having those on there. Another really great thing to do is have photos and videos. So if you have photos or videos of specific things that you're doing that are good quality images, but really let the person that sees that profile know that you're a real business and that you offer these real services, that goes a long way. I know for me, if I go to a restaurant GBP and they don't have any images or any videos on that profile, I'm probably not going to go to that restaurant. Another thing that you can do is add descriptions of your products, descriptions of what your industry or your service is, and then doing those posts. So if you have, for instance, some type of sale that's going on, or you're going to be hosting an event or having an event at your company's physical location, also adding in similar to like a blog post, but for your GBP, having that in there. And then I would say one of the most important things that you can do is with your reviews. So all the other things are very important and you should definitely do them, but reviews are very, very important. So with those, what happens is somebody leaves a review about your business, they've had an experience. They may leave a good review, they may leave a bad review. Either way, my advice is to always go in and respond. So whether that is saying like, hey, we're really sorry that you had this bad experience, please contact, etc., for assistance, or it's like, hey, thank you for leaving a quality review about our home services. Those reviews, those let Google and the people that are coming and reading those reviews know that you are an operating business. You're actually out there doing things. You're not a fake business. I don't know how many fake GBPs I have come across that were set up just to kind of throw off competitors. So please go in and respond to reviews. Most important thing you can do next to photos and videos next, and having your NAP alignment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Google really likes to see that you're engaging in the profile. They like to reward you for engaging in the platform. But again, all intrinsically based and providing the best user experience. You're actually interacting with your customers and giving them relevant information in whatever form or fashion. Important tips for managing GBP. claim and verify your profile. Number one, we still get businesses that join us, pay for an SEO agency, and they still haven't claimed their GBP yet. So that is really important. Allows you to actually do some of that engagement that we mentioned. Make sure your profile is complete. That's tip number two. Adding all of those elements, looking at each of them, making sure that they're optimized. Even if you don't know what optimized means for each element, make sure they're accurate. Make sure that they're telling the right story. Keep your profile up to date. So keeping those hours up to date, making sure you are going in and regularly responding to reviews as they come in, using the GBB posts. It's one of the newer features inside of Google Business Profile. That's a really nice tool to engage with your users inside of SERP before they even get to the website. Responding to reviews, we talked about that, and then posting regularly. So just making sure you take a look at those posts and take advantage of them. As far as evaluating performance, all of these things should lead to higher local visibility. So something you should be able to translate into rankings. You can also use the Google Business Profile Insights and download those each month or each week and take a look at them over time. So those are things like, are people clicking on get directions? How often is your profile showing up inside of a discovery search, which is a non-branded, versus a direct search, which is a branded search? You can see that information in detail inside of GBP as well. And a few other points and KPIs that might be helpful to understand the impact of the overall strategy that you've taken with your Google Business Profile. We talked a lot about off-page. Let's talk a little bit more about on-page optimization. Actually, when you're looking at a location page or a page that we want to rank for service in city, what are the different elements you look at to make sure it's optimized well?
Yeah, so one of the big things that I look for is, does it actually mention the location in the content? Especially if you are a franchise operated business. So there's a lot of owners across a lot of states, cities, whatever that exist out there. There will often be the exact same content across each of those location pages online, and that doesn't speak to your location specifically. So if all it says is the name of your business in San Francisco, and that's the only mention of your location, that's not well optimized. So we're looking for unique content that speaks to your specific location, to your city. We're looking for content that actually mentions the areas that you service, ideally having a Google map embedded on your page. That also helps, having business hours, all the same things that you would update on your GPP, you would also want those on your actual website. So a way to contact you, where does your business exist at? Can somebody come to your physical business? Also things such as images, you can put code behind those images that shows where your business is. And so whenever Google's crawling your pages, they see like, hey, this is a service offered in this area. This is somebody performing this particular industry service. And it's describing that image and where that image was taken, had taken place at. And so those are all different things I'm looking at from an on-page perspective.
Yeah, which is a great way to double dip on creating that local content and making sure your profile is up to date, right? Or any of your directory listings. Photos you're taking and adding to the location page where you're trying to optimize are also great to add to your GBP. And really cross collaborate on those and make sure that they're coordinated. The other piece on page that is not visible to the user is structured data. So schema or structured data is, there is a local business markup that you can add to the back end of the page. Your user won't see it, but Google sees it and understands more about you as a business and more about what your intention is with the page. You can list things like business hours, services provided, your address, your phone number, contact information that might be relevant. But Google sees that tag and then has a better understanding of the purpose of the page. So let's do a quick recap because I think we've covered a lot. Most important things, making sure that your content is optimized. I think that's probably the most important thing in local SEO. I don't know, Ashley, what do you think the most important thing is? Do you agree with me?
Oh yeah, when it comes to your actual website and where users are landing, whether they come from a directory listing, they come from GBP, is that content is optimized with local content.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's so important to play with all of the other local factors. So having that really well established and optimized page on your website that then is linked out to all of those directories. So the directories also see the same thing. There's consistency and cohesiveness across your local strategy. So making sure that you're using your GBP profile, that's probably number 2 for me outside of local content. Updating everything, keeping things relevant, keeping things accurate for your user, engaging with the user through the profile and through the platform, also very important. And then your NAP, like what your footprint looks like online. How well represented are you across the internet? And is all of that information accurate? All very important. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. Thank you, Ashley, for joining me.
Thanks.
And thanks everybody here. Have a good rest of your day.